You can stick around those people who predict the doom and gloom 500 times before they finally get it right, which they never get it right. They just get lucky. That's all. After predicting it wrong 500 times. So you can either stick with that, or maybe you might want to try to better your life financially, right? We know that the war with Iran is going on. It is scary. Trump moves the market sometimes with his tweets and all that, but we don't stick to that because the markets are not about now. They price in a lot of things. They look to the future. And at the end of the day, some companies will move up. That's how it is. That's how it's always been, period. So in this video, I'm going to tell you a must buy, personally speaking, for me, not for you. It's always, I want to be clear with that. You have to do your own financial research and all that stuff, right? This is a stock that is a wealth builder. This is a stock that's going to make money. It's going to make money this year. It already made money. The last time I spoke about it was at 22, then it went to 37. Now we went back down to 25. I'll explain why. It has nothing to do with the company. There's nothing wrong with the company. There's nothing wrong with its financials. There's nothing wrong, anything. This is an opportunity again for those who may have missed out. The stock is going to go to 37 this year, if not 40 or more. Within 2, 3, 5 years from now, we could be looking at the stock being over 100 US dollars. Easily, in my opinion. Why? I'll show you. It all makes sense. Pieces of the puzzle are already there. They're connected. And if you haven't seen it or figured it out, now's your chance. Before we move on to what this stock is about, let's look at 3 examples of stocks that I had made YouTube videos about. Was clear as it gets. I mean, it's just sometimes, you'll see me, I'm 100% clear in what I'm saying. And I was 100% clear in those stocks that they will make big, massive moves. I said it as clear as possible. For example, here's a YouTube video of when I had made Intel. This was last year. When I made that video for Intel, it was at $20.81. In fact, it was in 2024, August of 2024. Patience wins, okay? I'm sorry. If you're looking to get rich within a week or so, good luck. You never will. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, but you never will. You're just going to go in circles losing your money, okay? But in 2024, I had talked about Intel. If you watch that YouTube video, which is still public, I made it as clear as possible. I said, this is going to be the biggest turnaround. The U.S. government is, I said it now, I did say this, watch. I said the U.S. government will invest in Intel. They have to bail them out, right? And today, Intel is at $85 a share. Congratulations, by the way, to all those who are holding till today. You are my heroes.
The Secret Service removes her weapon from its holster for the very first time in her career. She struggles to return her pea shooter as though it's her first day on the job, chewing her gum nonchalantly.
Another stock that I had been extremely bullish. I could say more bullish than I was with Intel. I made numerous videos. One of the videos was here, Rocket Lab. That was again in August of 2024. I guess August of 2024 was like the best time to pick good stocks. I don't know. Anyways, so Rocket Lab, I was as clear as it gets. I made 5 YouTube videos. I made one YouTube video when it was at $3.90, at $4, $4.39, $5, $6, and all that. And I kept saying, guys, this is a long-term hold. You cannot go wrong with this one. I explained the reasons why. I'm still holding 500 shares. Now, the other stock that I was very bullish in, Worthington Steel Incorporation. At that time, it was trading around $26, $25 in after hours when I made that YouTube video. It was last year in March 2025. Kept saying, you know what, this is a really, really solid company, Worthington Steel, for this and this and that reason. Today, Worthington Steel is at $37. In fact, just a little on February of this year, it went all the way to 50. The stock that I'm going to tell you in this YouTube video, I am more bullish on this one than I was when I made that YouTube video for Intel at 20 and when I made the Worthington Steel video. In fact, I will put this stock that I'm going to present to you at the same level of bullish confidence that I had with Rocket Lab. Is it going to go past $100? Just like Rocket Lab was over $100 in February, and it's still going to go back to 100. Will this stock go over $100? Yes, it will. This is just my opinion. How long is it going to take? Usually, my super high conviction stocks that are, that I consider for wealth building, they take about a year and a half. Right? Now, this one, I've already talked about it when it was 20 bucks, 22. So I'd say the next 12 months, it's going to be awesome. Okay, so we go last year, and this is it. The video that I made for Amentum Holdings, ticker symbol AMTM. And when I had made that YouTube video, which is still public, you can watch it, Amentum Holding was trading at $22.50, $22.36. After my YouTube video, months after, the stock ran all the way up to 37, 38 bucks. And then what happened to Amentum Holdings is that it went back down to what it is today, April 27, 2026, pre-market at the time of me recording this YouTube video. Amentum is at 26. So I made the YouTube video here, and then after my video, it goes all the way up to 38, let's say almost 40 bucks a share, and now it's back down to 26. And because it fell back down to 26, I keep getting all these questions, you know, on YouTube, over on my Discord, and people are saying, Mike, you know, what happened? I'm worried. It's a typical thing of someone who buys a stock because they just bought it, but they didn't know why they bought it. Like, if you don't know why you invested in something, you're going to get worried and stressed out when the stock goes down. So nobody predicted that, you know, like over a month and a half ago and so on, that we would be going into a war with Iran. That was one of the reasons why, as it also, you know, it dragged many stocks down, it dragged the stock market and all that. That was one. Another reason why Amentum Holdings started to drop this year from its 37, 38 earlier this year was the partial time that the government was shut down. Right? So, because, you know, they also have government contracts. But if you are someone who is looking, now this is the beautiful part about Amentum Holdings. If you're someone who wants the next space play, if you're someone who wants the next, you know, big defense company, or if you're someone who wants the next company that's going to be heavily involved in nuclear energy and small modular nuclear reactors, well, guess what? Amentum Holdings covers all of that. So Amentum Holdings becomes one of the most valuable stocks there is out there to buy. And another reason that makes it valuable, besides being involved in defense and aerospace, being involved in space, being involved in nuclear sector, being involved in cybersecurity, besides all that, which is stunning, right? This is a company that made last year $14 billion, so they are legit, right? And the financials and the balance sheet is pretty good. It's actually really good. So if you put all that together, you're looking at what is now still an early phase of a big wealth builder. It's you know, it's really not that hard to figure it out. You just got to find it. So Amentum Holdings for me is a wealth builder. So Amentum, I'm ready to buy. By the way, Amentum Holdings is 43, the stock right now, right? We're talking about the stock of Amentum Holdings. It's at 43% discount to its peers. Its peers are 43%, are trading higher 43%. This is on a discount. So you got an easy 40% gain easily out of this stock, in my opinion, because this is a company that's worthy to be up there with its peers, if not more. You have a recent Q1 weakness, which stemmed, like I said, from the government shutdown this year, Iran war, and also the market, because it looks forward. It started over 2 months ago, started to price in the uncertainty over the Federal Reserve, who's going to take over Jerome Powell, what policies are they going to have. So if you put that uncertainty and you put the war uncertainty and you put the government shutdown, it dragged the stock market down. That's the only reason why Amentum Holdings is back down to 25. Nothing wrong with Amentum Holdings. I'll say it again. In fact, they have massive tailwinds going forward that have not been hindered whatsoever, which is why I say don't pay attention only to what Trump says, only to what the mass media says, because then you're going to be stuck in headlines, and headlines are just really temporary drama things. You're going to miss out on what's going on in the background, right? So with Amentum Holdings, we have still the nearly $1 billion contract that they received from the U.S. Defense Department for upgrading, sustaining the MQ-9 Reaper, if I pronounce it right, drones. Big, super expensive drones, massive. They do a super big damage to the enemies. The U.S. uses it and relies on it, and obviously, you know, can't go to war without it. They need it. They also have the Golden Dome Shield Defense program that they are part of big program. We'll talk about it later in this video. And they are also involved in space exploration and much more. So all of that is creating an opportunity for the next quarter, an opportunity for the next earnings, and the earnings after that, and into 2027. Amentum Holdings revenue in the first quarter totaled $3.2 billion, reflecting the joint venture transitions and divestitures previously discussed, as well as impacts from the government shutdown. Underlying growth normalizing for these items was approximately 3%, driven by the ramp-up of new contract awards in our critical digital infrastructure and space systems and technologies accelerating growth markets. The revenue for Amentum Holdings has been growing every single year massively, delivering growth with key awards in accelerating growth markets. So the nuclear sector, if you're interested, like I said, small modular nuclear reactors, they have a partnership with Rolls-Royce for small modular nuclear reactors in the UK and Czech Republic. Also with the Dutch Ministry of Climate Policy and Green Growth, and with France. Some other highlights from Q1 2026 was their U.S. Air Force remotely piloted aircraft, so a nearly $1 billion 6-year single award. Defense Information Systems Agency Compute as a Service contract worth $120 million, and foreign military customer air and surface surveillance control contract for $270 million. And keep this in mind also for year 2026, guys, $35 billion plus in contracts. They're also involved in space systems and technologies for missile defense systems from space for the Golden Dome, all right? Space systems integrations, deep space engineering, critical digital infrastructure, and global nuclear energy. And a lot more to come, right? In the future, near future. So the growth is insane for this company. Amentum's role in advancing the future space. You can look at all of these things that they are involved and much more to come. So going over to the Golden Dome Shield program, huge, massive. It's a program that's set to actually started back in the 1970s. Well, the idea of it. So it's not actually something new. The U.S. government wants to do this and complete it. Trump said that he's going to go forward with a $1.5 trillion budget for defense, and that's going to involve the Golden Dome, obviously. This is a system that's supposed to protect the entire United States from everything, like no missiles can come and hit the U.S. and all that, from space and all that. We know Amentum Holdings is going to take part in that. We also know that from Reuters, Mike Stone, he wrote an article back in January 27, 2006, and one of the things he basically said was much of the initial $25 billion out of the $175 billion remains to be appropriated, which means the Amentum Holdings will get contracts, new contracts that you're going to hear about. This YouTube video wasn't to be a deep dive analysis for Amentum Holdings, who they are, and the stock. It's not about that. This is a update. This is actually a video for those who are stressed out about Amentum Holdings. Why did it fall this year and all that? Well, this is the reasons why, and why I think that there's zero reason to be stressed out about it. There's no need to worry about Amentum Holdings. Personally speaking, for me, again, I don't want to be the guy who tells you what to do. Right? You're all grown-ups. You know how to decide for yourselves. Now, if you like this YouTube video and you think that it is helpful, please hit the subscribe button. It only takes 1 second, maybe a millisecond if you're really fast. So if you subscribe to my YouTube video, it really does help. If you want to join our Discord, it will be in the comment section below. I wish you guys all the best and take care.